Scene change. Alright, now on to chapter 17. And again, alternately titled Psychic Rage and Epic Battle, Lucario vs. Mewtwo. Alright. The next chapter is here, everyone. Read and review, please. Chapter 17, Epic Battle, Lucario vs. Mewtwo. Pokemon Stadium, Melee, music, fuck off. Kanto, Pokemon Stadium. The crowd was getting wild. Every time an attack of either Pokemon reached the other, they cheered. This was indeed a battle to be watched. It was all about psychic and fight types attacks, although the weakness of each were protected, because it was a fight in the style of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Okay. They are in extreme damage, everyone. Who will win? Chris asked, excited. Pichu stood still, watching the collides of the attacks in awe. But since Lucario is at high damage, his attacks will be a lot stronger than they were before. How will Mewtwo fare in this fight? Both Pokemon were panting heavily, but it seems Lucario was getting the upper hand. Mewtwo thought for a moment to attack his opponent, but was interrupted when he saw Lucario running at him. He levitated to the air to avoid his kick, and he suddenly got an idea. Now I just need to wait for him to approach, Mewtwo thought to himself. And if that were a wish, Lucario did the thing Mewtwo was wishing for. Lucario lunged his left kick, but Mewtwo teleported behind him. Then he used a smash attack behind Lucario, but Lucario acted quickly and he used double team. He was divided in 2 frames of himself. Then he lunged his kick again, appearing behind Mewtwo, who floated aside just in time. He's good, Lucario muttered to himself. You're not going to defeat me, Mewtwo yelled angrily as the two continued their battle. Chris was still watching along with Pichu. Oh, it appears that Bomb-Oms are starting to appear. Watch your backs, Chris shouted, spotting 3 Bomb-Oms walking around the stage. Mewtwo grabbed Lucario with his psychic powers and threw him to the bombs. After colliding with them, they exploded, dealing great damage to Lucario, who clenched his fangs in pain. You're inferior to me, Mewtwo taunted, grinning a little. And what's your point? Lucario asked as he charged at Mewtwo. Alright, well, you know. At least he's humble about it, I guess. Strength doesn't matter as long as you have a strategy planned, he said while dodging Lucario's attacks, but he received 1 blow with a force palm. It may not look to you, but I do think before attacking. Mewtwo backed away while glaring at Lucario. I see it very well. You're by far the only worthy opponent to ever face me in battle. He charged up a Shadow Ball and fired it at Lucario. It's really an honor to know someone like you, Lucario said as he dodged the Shadow Ball. At least someone is on equal ground with him. It makes a change, Lucario said as he dodged the Shadow Ball. Heh, but don't attack until my attack didn't disappear at all. What? Mewtwo said as he glowed in a purple light. What? Ah! Lucario was struck by the Shadow Ball he dodged a moment ago. Mewtwo used Psychic to control it and command it to hit Lucario's back, and he kneeled to recover his breath. I will not lose yet! Bring it on, and if there is another tournament in the future, I wish to fight you officially, and not doing an exhibition like today. This is getting to... What? Yeah, okay. I think it's Chris, yeah. This is getting to the end, everyone, but the question still comes to mind why Mewtwo wasn't selected to be in the next tournament. Uh-oh. After he said that, everything went silent. The crowd didn't shout it or yelled. Lucario, Mewtwo, and Pichu looked at Chris with eyes widened. Why everybody stopped? Chris asked, confused. Chris, you just said something you shouldn't have told at this time, Lucario answered, panting. Oh, god damn it, Chris cursed to himself. What? Mewtwo said in a furious tone. Then he glared menacingly at Lucario. What is that supposed to mean? Master Hand didn't wanted you in Brawl, Chris answered, confused. I thought he got killed though. I mean, Isn't I mean wasn't the official reason that because they Crazy Hand and Master Hand told Chris and Lucario about this in like chapter 1 or chapter 2 or something, if I recall correctly. They said like that Mewtwo got like torn to pieces by Taboo. That's why he didn't get in the next tournament, because he died or something. I don't know. Is it another one of them inconsistencies? One of those ones that the Aura Channel Chris loves so much, getting shit wrong about his own fucking story. I don't know, maybe. Master Hand didn't wanted you in Brawl, Chris answered, confused. That Hand and his insane brother! Why did they wanted me to be out of the tournament? Because they thought Lucario would be a fine replacement for you, Chris answered, but that wasn't good either, and Mewtwo glared at Lucario again. Why is Chris saying this shit? Doesn't he know that it's just gonna piss Mewtwo off and make him angrier? I don't know. It seems silly. I don't have anything to do with this, Lucario said in his defense. You! Mewtwo charged at Lucario. Unfortunately for the Aura Pokemon, a Super Mushroom appeared just in the way of Mewtwo. He touched it and he suddenly grew up. Oh shit. Lucario is now in trouble, but he couldn't escape because the now giant Mewtwo grabbed him telepathically, and then he pinned Lucario to the floor. He was being crushed by Mewtwo's psychic powers. Hey, stop now. You're not trying to defeat him anymore, but instead you're trying to kill him, Chris said angrily. That is the point! Mewtwo said. Sorry, that is the point! I don't know, Mewtwo said. His voice changed drastically. Okay. That is the point! Mewtwo said. His voice changed drastically. Stop! You can't kill him in this battle! At least fight with the rules! Pichu said. Mewtwo glared at Pichu, and Pichu hid behind Chris. I've said stop, Chris said, trying to stop the giant psychic Pokemon. I dare you to stop me. Chris, help me, Lucario said, still being crushed by the psychic powers of Mewtwo. I don't know what to do, Chris said. Damn, a giant psychic Pokemon is crushing Lucario, and I can't do anything to stop him, or else I'll be crushed. Is there somebody out there who can help us? He thought desperately. Just then, Mewtwo was suddenly defeated. Just then, Mewtwo was suddenly defeated, and he was blasted off with fire around him. Lucario saw a red-haired swordsman standing in front of him, stretching his hand to help him to get up. What? Oh, it's Roy, okay. Sorry, I'll read that. I didn't really take that. Sorry. Just then, Mewtwo was suddenly defeated, and he was blasted off with fire around him. Lucario saw a red-haired swordsman standing in front of him, stretching his hand to help him to get up. Hey, are you all right? He asked. Yes, I'm a bit weak, but I'm fine thanks to you, Lucario said, stretching his hand to the swordsman. Then he pulled Lucario from the floor, and he got up. Roy! Pichu and Chris shouted, running at Roy. Why are you here? What about your match against Marth? Chris asked. I was still thinking about joining your team. Then I realized that I don't need Marth to fight. I can fight all by myself if I want to, Roy said, sheathing his sword evidently. It only took one fucking hit from him to defeat Mewtwo. That's not bad, is it? Roy said, I can fight all by myself if I want to, Roy said, sheathing his sword. Fuck. Then, you're joining us? Chris asked. Roy smiled and nodded. That's right, I'm joining you. All right, mission succeeded, Chris said, smiling at Lucario. Now let's go to Master Hand.